We use cloud apps for everything, right? From our work stuff to our social media. But have you ever really stopped to think about where your data actually lives? And maybe even more important, who holds the key to it all? Well, today we're going to break down what digital trust really looks like from the inside out. So here's the big question, right? When you use a cloud app, is your data basically just sharing a room with everyone else's? I mean, is all your sensitive info just tossed into one giant digital box with data from thousands of other people? It's kind of an unsettling thought, isn't it? And honestly, this is the fundamental challenge that every single secure cloud service has to figure out. Okay, to really get a handle on this, let's use a pretty simple analogy. Just picture your favorite SaaS app, software as a service, as a huge, modern apartment building. It's a super efficient way to house a ton of people, or, in our case, a ton of different customers. So, in the tech world, this is called multi-tenant architecture. All that means is that one single piece of software is serving hundreds, maybe even thousands of different customers. We'll call them tenants. Now, for the company that made the software, this is awesome. It's cheap, it's easy to manage, but for you, the tenant, well, it brings up a really, really important question. And this right here is the heart of the problem. Yeah, the building is efficient, but what about the walls between the apartments? How strong are they really? How do you make absolutely sure that whatever happens in your space stays completely separate from everyone else? That, my friends, is the multi-million-dollar security question. So how do you do it? How do you build those impenetrable walls in a digital apartment building? Well, the answer is actually pretty elegant. You give every single tenant their own unique key. This one idea is a total game changer. It shifts everything from a model of shared risk to one of individual security. All right, take a look at this, because this comparison is absolutely crucial. On the left, you've got the old way of doing things. It's like having one single master key for the whole building. Now think about that. If that one key gets compromised, every single apartment is wide open. It's a huge, huge risk. One little mistake could cause a massive headline-making disaster for everybody. But now, look at the right. This is the gold standard today. Every door gets its own key. So if one key gets stolen, only one apartment is at risk. The damage is contained. See the difference? This modern approach, it has a name. It's called per-tenant encryption, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. All of your data gets scrambled, encrypted, using a key that belongs only to you. It's like building a personal digital safe for each customer, right inside that shared application. Now, sure, managing a unique key for every single customer is way more complicated for the software company, but hey, that's the price you pay for true, rock-solid data isolation. So if there's one thing to remember, it's this super simple but incredibly powerful relationship. One tenant, one key. That's it. That key is what creates that personal wall of defense around their data. It's a really elegant solution to a crazy complex problem. But just having a key, that's not the whole story. See, just handing out a key and calling it a day, that's not good enough. Not even close. Real security means you have to manage that key with extreme care from the second it's born to the moment it's destroyed. And this whole process is what we call the life cycle of a key. Every single stage is critical. So let's walk through these 4 stages together. First up, you have creation. This is where a brand new, totally unique key is securely generated for a new customer. Simple enough. Then you've got active use. This is the key's day job, constantly locking and unlocking data whenever it's needed. Stage 3 is rotation, and this is a really important proactive defense we'll talk more about. And finally, there's revocation. This is the game over button, the power to completely destroy the key and cut off all access for good. Okay, let's zoom in on rotation for a second, because it's really important. Just think of it like changing the locks in your house every so often. Why would you do that? Well, even if someone somehow managed to copy an old key, the second you change the locks, that old key is totally useless. This isn't about reacting to a break-in. It's about being proactive and making sure any potential risk is as small as humanly possible. And then you've got revocation. This is the big red emergency button, the ultimate off switch. Let's say a customer leaves the service or there's a serious security red flag. Bam, the provider can instantly and permanently revoke the key. All access to that data is just gone. It's the final absolute control measure. But what if even that isn't enough? For some companies, I'm talking about banks, hospitals, government agencies, they need the next level of control. They need absolute, unquestionable authority over their data. And this is where a really cool concept called bring your own key, or BYOK for short, comes into the picture. So what exactly is BYOK? Let's jump back to our apartment building analogy. This is like you, the tenant, telling the landlord, hey, thanks for the standard lock, but I'm going to install my own bank vault level deadbolt, and I'm going to be the only one on earth who has the key. The customer literally creates and manages their own encryption key in their own secure system. The SaaS provider gets to use the key to do its job, lock and unlock the data, but they can never, ever actually see or control the key itself. Now, the benefits for the customer here are just massive. First off, you get the ultimate control over who sees your data, period. This is a game changer for meeting those super strict regulatory rules, which, by the way, makes those painful security audits so much easier. And maybe most important of all, you, the customer, have the power to revoke your own key whenever you want, for whatever reason, and instantly cut off the service provider completely. This chart really lays it all out, nice and simple. With provider-managed keys, yeah, you've got a high level of security. That's good. But with BYOK, you're talking about the absolute maximum level of control possible. You are truly the master of your data's fate. It's your lock, your key. Okay, so let's tie this all together. All these things we've been talking about, per-tenant encryption, the key lifecycle, BYOK, they aren't just nerdy technical details for engineers. No, they're the actual foundation that our entire digital world is built on. And that right there is the real takeaway. This isn't just about some clever code or complicated math. This is about building trust. It's about you feeling completely confident that when you hand your data over to a service, it's safe, it's private, and it's still yours. So why does any of this matter outside of the tech bubble? Well, because this kind of architecture is what makes it possible for companies to follow big, serious privacy laws like GDPR and HIPAA. It's what builds the kind of customer trust you need to actually grow a business. It's what makes sure data is handled according to local laws. At the end of the day, it's what secures the whole digital economy we all rely on.
And here's the bottom line, the core principle. You can't just bolt on security as an afterthought. It doesn't work. It has to be designed in, woven into the very fabric of the system right from day one. It has to be a part of the core architectural philosophy.
So I'm going to leave you with this one thought. The next time you log into an app or you save a file to the cloud, just pause for a second and ask yourself, who really holds the key to my digital front door? Thanks for tuning in.